I used to think creatine was just for bodybuilders and college athletes trying to bulk up in the gym. That was my mistake, and it cost me years of potential progress I didn't even know I was missing. When I turned 42, something shifted. Recovery took longer. Strength gains plateaued. My energy during afternoon workouts felt heavier, slower, like I was dragging invisible weight behind me every single rep. I wasn't injured, I wasn't sick, I was just aging, and my body was quietly telling me that the old playbook didn't work anymore. So I started digging into what actually changes inside our muscles after 40. What I found surprised me. Creatine isn't some aggressive supplement designed to make you huge. It's one of the most researched compounds in sports science. With over 500 studies backing its safety and effectiveness across all age groups, your body already makes creatine naturally, mostly in your liver and kidneys, then stores it in your muscles as phosphocreatine. It fuels short bursts of energy, the kind you need when lifting weights or sprinting upstairs. But here's what nobody tells you. After 35, your natural creatine stores start to decline, not dramatically, but steadily. And if you're not eating red meat or fish daily, you're probably running lower than you think. I was skeptical at first. I didn't want to take something that felt unnecessary or risky. I'd heard all the myths, the ones that float around gym locker rooms and online forums like gospel truth without evidence. Myth number 1. Creatine damages your kidneys. This one's been debunked repeatedly in clinical studies. If you have healthy kidney function, creatine supplementation at standard doses has shown no harmful effects, even over years of consistent use. Myth number 2. Creatine makes you bloated and puffy. Some people experience mild water retention in the muscles, but that's actually part of how it works. It pulls water into muscle cells, which can enhance performance and recovery. That slight increase in weight isn't fat. It's intracellular hydration, and for most people, it's barely noticeable. If you're drinking enough water and not overdosing, bloating isn't a real issue for the majority of users. Myth number 3. Creatine is only for young athletes. This is the one that kept me away for so long. Turns out, research shows that older adults may benefit even more from creatine than younger ones, especially for preserving muscle mass and cognitive function. There's emerging evidence that creatine supports brain health too. Your brain uses a lot of energy, and creatine helps regenerate ATP, the molecule that powers every cell in your body, including neurons. I started with 5 grams a day, the most commonly recommended dose. No loading phase, no complicated timing. Just a scoop mixed into water after my morning workout. Simple and consistent. Within 3 weeks, I noticed something subtle but undeniable. My last few reps in each set felt less impossible. The mental fog I used to get mid-afternoon started lifting. Recovery between sessions improved. I wasn't suddenly stronger overnight, but I was able to train harder, more often, without feeling wrecked the next day. That cumulative effect, over weeks and months, made a real difference in how I looked and felt. One thing I learned: not all creatine is created equal. There are dozens of forms on the market, but creatine monohydrate remains the gold standard. It's the most studied, most affordable, and most effective version available. Other forms like creatine hydrochloride or buffered creatine claim better absorption, but the research doesn't strongly support those claims. Monohydrate works, and it's been proven safe and effective in thousands of trials. I also realized timing doesn't matter as much as consistency. Some people take it pre-workout, others post-workout. What matters is that you take it daily, because creatine works by saturating your muscle stores over time. Another myth I want to address: the idea that you need to cycle on and off creatine. There's no scientific evidence that cycling improves results or reduces side effects. Your body doesn't build a tolerance to it. If anything, stopping creatine means your muscle stores drop back to baseline, and you lose the benefits you've built up. Consistency beats cycling every time, unless you're intentionally taking a break for personal reasons. Now, here's something I wish I'd known sooner. Creatine isn't just about muscle. Studies suggest it may help with bone density, glucose metabolism, and even mood regulation, especially in people over 40 dealing with age-related decline. That last point caught my attention. I wasn't just lifting weights to look better. I was training to stay functional, independent, and mentally sharp as I aged. Creatine became a tool for longevity, not just performance. What surprised me the most wasn't just how a high-quality creatine monohydrate powder improved my experience with strength training and recovery, but how everything started to feel different once I switched to the right one. I didn't expect such a clear change, and honestly, I tested more than a few before finding what actually worked. This isn't a promo or sponsorship, just sharing real results that made a noticeable difference for me. I'll leave the link below, in case you want to dig into it yourself and see what I mean. Sometimes the simplest changes create the biggest shifts, and this was one of those moments for me. If you're over 40 and you've been hesitant about creatine because of outdated myths or fear of side effects, I get it. I was there too. But the science is clear, and the real-world results speak louder than the rumors. You don't need to be a competitive athlete to benefit. You just need to be someone who wants to train smarter, recover faster, and protect the strength and vitality you've worked hard to build. Creatine won't replace good training or solid nutrition, but it can amplify what you're already doing, and for you, those small amplifications add up in ways that matter more than you might think. If you found this helpful, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your experience with creatine, or any questions you still have about using it safely and effectively. Tell us which country or city you're watching from. See you in the next video. Bye.